Holy heads-up display, Batman! Hello there, welcome back to Build the Boys. We now have issue 15 of Hachette's Build the Batmobile Tumbler. We're flying through these, we really are. In this one, we are starting the heads-up display. Now, don't ask where it's going to go, because I don't know. I think... I don't know. It could go in the floor, it could go in the ceiling. I don't know. I need to familiar myself with the cockpit of this thing a lot more. I do. I've seen very little of the interior. Apart from most of the movie, you don't really see a lot of the interior in the movie. There's a scene where Christian Bale and Morgan Freeman are sat in it, and there's a scene when he's sat in it with Rachel. Beyond that, you don't really see a lot of the interior of this. So I'm going to have to film myself where all these bells and ding-dongs and widgets and doodads go, because I don't know where this goes. I don't. We're starting the heads-up display in this one in issue 16, which is coming next. We have more to it. So again, there's not loads to build in this, but it's a very nice looking piece of kit, and it kind of gives us an idea of what the interior is going to look like. This kind of silver and black, and I think it'll look lovely. I think it'll look nice. It doesn't look overly complicated. That's probably famous last words. I'll just jinx myself. We're going to take a look at this one again. At the end of this one, we're going to carry on our chat about Batman 89, where we're going to talk about how the studio felt about Batman. Even though it was a hit, they weren't delirious with what they got. But we'll talk about that at the end. If you haven't yet, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps us massively. We just love having you on our journey through the Tumbler, so one day we can drive down the streets of Gotham solving crime together. Let's get into this. Let's get this heads-up display built. Okay, so let's take a look at what we get inside this one. Not loads, as you can see. We've got these pieces here. Got our screws, whatever that is. I believe that's a panel similar to the glass panels we put into the front. Lots in here. Okay, make sure you spread this thing out, because I had a piece got missing one of these. That's that. So that's all we're getting in this one. Not loads by any means, but this is going to make quite a pretty piece from what I've seen. It's all plastic. All of this is plastic. So we'll be using UP screws for this one. So let's have a look what we're doing. Okay, so this is the piece we're starting with. This is the HUD display supports. This is the HUD support. And we're going to take this piece here, and that's going to sit on. It says it's going to sit on. Not easily, it ain't. There we go. So it's going to sit on there, and this is the HUD support. That's the piston. Right, okay, so that's the piston, this piece. I'm going to hold this in place with a single UP screw. And these are long screws. Tiny hole, black on black on black. I'm going to have to line this up. So let's hope my agent eyes can make easy work of this, and this isn't going to be a chore. There we go. There we have it. That's through. So that's loose. I mean, even tight, that's... Let's see if we can tighten that up a bit more. No, that's tight as that's going to get. So that's a loose thing. That's not a tight thing. Okay. Let's hope that's not a problem later on. I don't think it will be. Okay. So now I'm going to use the two ferrules, whatever that is, which are these pieces here. Now what's going to happen with these, they're both exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which side they go in. They're going to go in there like so. And it's just push to fit. That one's going to go in there as well, in there. So we have those two there like that. So that's those done. Yeah, there's no more screws to go into this. This is all unbelievably push to fit. Now the next thing we're going to do is take the left and right support, which are these two here, and they are going to go onto, let's move this piece over here. There we go. So there's a lug there. This is going to fit into, like a groove for the lug, sorry. Right way around probably help. There we go. So that's that way around. I'm going to take the other one. We do the exact same thing. So you can see there's grooves and slots here where these are going to fit into. There we go. Push to fit. Nice and snug, nice and secure. No, it doesn't say to use glue. No, it doesn't say to use glue at all. Take the heads-up display and attach it to the HUD support. Jumped ahead. Let's take this one off. Right, let's take that one off. Don't make the same mistake I made. Right. So there's your display. So what that's going to do is that's going to slot in there like so. So you've got a fat pin and a thin pin. So it's going to go around one way, and that's the way it's going to go. Now take your other one. And this is going to hold this in place. So you can line all this up. There we go. 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 So now we have that piece there like so. And then taking this section over here, this way round. This should line up, and this should clip onto there. That's it. So that's that part of that complete. That's what that is. This is that thing he pulls down, isn't it? To look through, like a periscope. I'm sure that's what this is. I'm sure that's what this is. But that is stage 15 complete. So that's the start of our heads-up display. We will be completing this in the next issue. Let's have a chat. That's that one complete, nice and easy. I mean, a lot of push to fit there, which, you know, okay, it is what it is. That's where we are with our heads-up display. Now there is arms, support arms, whatnot. This thing's going to grow in the next one, and it's looking good, right? It's looking good. It's and again, I know I've seen people screaming they want panels and things like that. You're nowhere near that. We are nowhere near that. We are barely into this. We're on part 15. We've got another 105 parts to go. So don't panic just yet. You're going to get all that. You're going to get all the paneling and all the wheels and all the chassis and the frame, and that's all to come. But at the moment, we're building the cockpit. Okay, that's where we are. But it's going to look nice, man. I mean, this is the thing. All these things are going to look gorgeous. When they're inside the cockpit, it's gonna look stunning. It just is. If you're just sticking around for the build instructions, thank you for stopping by. Please remember to like and subscribe. Helps the channel massively, and we appreciate your support. If you're sticking around for a bat chat, we are still with Batman 89. So Warner Bros. Got this massive hit, right? Huge hit. 500 million at the box office. It's doing ridiculous business on video. Globally, it's a hit. Yet they're not happy with it. And the reason why is because they are getting a lot of backlash from angry parents and various religious groups and whatnot that this is too violent. This is too violent. This is a level of violence you're serving to kids that's just too much. So they're not happy. And it's like, well, okay. They there's an outrage to it, and I can understand why, because it is violent. I mean, it's really violent. There's a lot more doom and gloom and blood and shed and whatnot in this one than there has been in any kids film before. I mean, look at this. Super gruesome, but I mean, Batman it's dark. It's dark. That's what Batman is. I mean, there's a clue. It's a bat. So there was a lot of outrage about this, and there's too much, and liberties were taken. So there were some fans that were unhappy as well, with particularly Batman killing a lot of people. Batman kills a lot of dudes in this movie, and typically Batman doesn't kill anyone. That's kind of his thing. His moral stance is for justice, not as executioner. But I mean, you can see why that happened. This is the 80s. So at this point, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone are just dominating the box office with carnage of unscaled levels. So I can see why the trend sort of followed. But I mean, there's a scene in this one, Battersea Power Station, because the whole movie was filmed in the UK. It was filmed at Battersea Power Station, where it's like Joker's lair, where the Batmobile sent remotely into there, with just 2 Gatling guns come out the side of it and just mow down all these dudes and drop bombs, blow it up and kill them all. And you're like, wow, he just killed a lot of guys. So he doesn't normally kill people. Then you go to the church and Batman kills like another 4 or 5 dudes in the church. And then ultimately, his actions kill the Joker. He could have let the Joker get away, but in this one, and normally Batman probably would have done that. But in this one, he ties his leg to a gargoyle, throws his ass off the building, kills him. Which again shocked a lot of people, like, you've killed the Joker. Really? So that's what happens. There is a lot of bloodshed and carnage in this one. And now they're getting backlash because parents are now not buying their children Batman toys. So even though a lot of the other merchandise is doing good business for them, the real money is in the toys. At this point, there was a lot of money in toys. And it's just not doing the business for them. It's not. Greed, I think, is what happened here. It's like you just had a $500 million movie, which was massive for 1989. You're making an absolute boatload of cash, but now you want more toy sales. And I think greed got the better of them, which is why we got one more dark Batman movie, and then Batman took a very, very odd turn in around about 1995. So we'll get to that eventually. But that's what happened with this one. Now, in the next one, I've got a Batman 89 story. It's a personal Batman 89 story about so that movie that did involve Batman toys. And we'll talk about that on the next one. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Your support is very much appreciated. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. And I will catch you very, very soon where we'll be completing the heads-up display and finishing out this delivery for May. I thought it was June then. For May. We'll catch you very soon. See you then.